I think there is this plain language tradition in American writing, or at least I've identified it, I know it when I see it. So like if I read, The Red Badge of Courage, like I'm like, oh, that there's some kind of, Mark Twain, I think,
Mm.
had that ability. Um, you know, Willa Cather is a writer,
Mm.
often from people who are like, it's very much an American immigrant fiction. I think hard-boiled detective fiction had it. Hemingway, obviously, and then all the way up to Carver. Who I really saw as a guide when I was in college, and Tobias Wolff also was working in that. Um, and and so I just don't want to write something that is saying to a whole lot of people, um, this isn't for you. It just doesn't feel like the best way for an American writer, I mean, because I do like to think of myself as, wanting to be in a kind of a democratic tradition. Everybody can participate. There's not a high bar to participate in this conversation, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so but it doesn't mean that you can't be sophisticated in a literary way. I mean, that's what I loved about Carver when I came across him. You know, you could read those stories, and you know, there was nothing in them that you couldn't understand or that was quote unquote difficult. But the stories were very sophisticated at different levels if you wanted to experience them in that way. So that to me is like the goal is, you can be plain spoken and accessible, but also, there are depths and layers and that. So there is a kind of a sophistication that is not off-putting.